Hi, it's Chef and Builder Janie Pendleton and Lexi, and we're back today because we're going to show you how I made this bird cage for my daughter's wedding. Now, of course, I didn't make the actual wire bird cage. I bought that at Big Lots, and in here are some glass birds and some candles. And I've just taken and I've glued this ring up like this right here so it would stand up. It's a hot melt glue gun. And I've got a dog that wants my attention, so bear with me. It's raining out, so she can't be outside. Now I'm just taking and kind of gluing that upright, and I'm just going to hold this upright like this right here. It's got a nice fit. There we go. Okay, so once we get this glued up, and I'll take this one out of your way. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so now what we have here is we just have some blocks of that floral foam, and I'm just going to take my hot melt glue gun and I'm just going to put a little here and put it right on here like this right here. Now it may not seem like it's sticking just yet, but as you can see here, it does stick. So I just put 3 squares in here, and that's enough to do with what we're doing. Now you want to choose your color of ribbon, and we're going to run that here off the top at the very last. If you'd like, you can even choose some lace. And you can run some lace across here if you like something like that. That's pretty. Here we just took some ivy and just ran a thing of ivy down around it. But before I get the ivy glued on all the way across the bottom here, I've got to have this door open. I don't want to block myself from being able to open that door. So I opened up the door like this right here. And with a glue gun and glue sticks, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Also, you're going to need a pair of wire snips, okay? And a variety of flowers. Now I have pre-cut some lilies here. Some of the lilies have the little buds on them. Here I have some butterfly bushes. And again, we're just going to take this and we're going to give these a cut. Now we want to judge how long we want to make these. So I've got different layers here. My roses, let me pull this off here. My roses kind of come across the bottom here and kind of hide this greenery. These are going to shoot kind of out the side up a little higher, so they're going to be cut longer. And then this was as long as I could cut these, but they will kind of come up into here and I'll kind of glue them in like that. And aren't these beautiful? They're like a cherry blossom, like a Japanese cherry blossom. And I only have 2 of those per thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart first. And on the lilies, I cut them all right about the same height because they're medium height. So I got the roses, the lilies, then I have the butterfly bush or lilacs, whatever these are, and then I have these that kind of come in between. All right, and then the ivy on the outside. So I know this is my medium length, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these to medium length, pushing up that greenery a little bit there. So here we've pre-cut our flowers, lay them in groups. The bedroom. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my roses, and like I said, my roses are down a little lower. So we're going to cut these a little shorter. So that entails pushing the greenery up and around the rose here just a little bit because I want to make sure to fill in this length so you can't see this green foam. And I need to cut these about like this right here. Again, pushing up the greenery. So the stems, different length. This is no different than arranging regular flowers in a vase. We go from short here we go from short to the roses, to the mediums on the lilies, and then a little bit longer on the butterfly bush or lilacs, whatever you want to call those. All right, now, like I said, just slide that greenery, how it's right here, just slide that greenery up like that right there. We're going to use that. Okay, so here we have another bush of lilies. To make them look alike, sometimes you have to sit the other one here and count. So we're going to start with this nice large lily here. It's got the little thing. And again, I just pushed the leaves here on the opposite. So instead of having them all line up like a corn stalk, give it a little bit of a turn and push it up a little bit. That helps fill that in all the way around with the greenery. See that? Instead of like this, we're going to turn that greenery around. See, it can all be lined up, or you can kind of spread that out a little bit. And that's what we're doing here. All right, so let's start with the lower level. Let's start with the roses. And again, we're going to turn these leaves so that they're spread out around the whole rose, because this helps hide anything down here along the bottom. So I'm just going to take it like this, put my finger in the middle like this, reach in here, and there we go. Okay, if you have to, just pick it up and kind of spread it down like that right there. There we go. Looks good. Give a little bit more of a tilt. We're going to do the same thing right here. See that? Tucking it in if we have to. Right there's you can feel the hard thing right there. That's what the stem's onto, and we're just going to push that in like that right there. Kind of spread it out. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way around. And again, fanning that greenery out. There we go. There we go. Make sure none of that's folded over. That looks good. Again, put your finger on that hard part and kind of press it. Should have a nice loose look. Shouldn't be all stiff looking. And then here we'll have one more rose. Put them in at different angles. There we go. So some are up, some are down. And see, look at that. Already we have the bottom filled up. Now, if you're going to light the candles that are in here and you don't want to catch this on fire, and you're actually going to light the candles in here, and you can see the little glass birds. And if you want to be able to see that glass bird like that one, then you can just close the door right now. And close the door right now, just like that. Run this little bit of ivy around it like that, and you've got yourself a really pretty piece, just like this right here. See that? That's pretty, just like it is. And just top melt glue that on the base, just around, just like that. Start up here, come one around, and then run it all the way around the base here. And that's pretty. And you could go that route versus this entire route like this. But this is actually going to be in the ceremony where they do the sand art. So I'm going to go ahead, and I like that. That is really pretty. But I'm going to go ahead and open this back up because I got to make them match. They're going to be in the same wedding, so they got to match. Although that looks good, and I really do like that. I could tuck that little leaf back like that right there, and we could burn that. But now I'm going to do the next layer. Now the next layer is the lilies. So we're going to go ahead with the lilies. I've got a double lily here. I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves. We're going to spread these leaves out, so that way they're the opposite of each other, just like that right there. There we go. Makes it look fuller. And we're going to come towards the back here. There we go. spread that out. See how that looks? Looks good. Just like that right there. Kind of pull it out just a little bit. That's fine. And here we have one here that's got the little thing, and you can let that, see it's got like a little thingy, like a little thing sticking there. Turn that around. That gives it more of a realistic look. There we go. You want that to stick out. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to have these right here sticking out of there, and that's why I cut them a little bit longer. Because we can see on this one that, that these kind of stick out. So I need to put these kind of in between. These candles won't actually be in use. Let's see, how did I do that? In the hearts? Yeah, I basically did it in the hearts here, but there we go. There we go. All right, and we're just going to continue to do this all the way around, giving our leaves a spin, pushing them up a little bit here. Finger on the center middle right here. Give that a push in. Spread that flower open. Give it a turn if you have to make it look right. I think it looks better like this right. There we go. There we go. They were glued together, those little things there. Sometimes they'll be glued together. You just have to kind of unglue them a little bit. There we go. And wherever we have between these two, so we got 2 roses, 2 this, 2 lilies, and then we're just going to stick one of these in between. And we'll just kind of spread that out a little bit. So it's sticking out more than one spot there. There we go. All right. And we're going to look at this. Some more lilies here. Go. I'll go ahead and put another one right here. There we go. Okay. And now we're doing the fill-ins. Give it a spin. If you have to, you can use a little hot melt glue and glue these kind of some leaves together to kind of hold one if you don't have like a little feel it. I got a leaf in the way here, it won't let me stick this in there. There we go. And again, like I said, if you feel like there's a little problem, put a little glue here or there and kind of hot melt glue it if you have to. That'll kind of hold it in place. There we go. Especially since this is an outdoor wedding and you'll be getting a lot of wind. All right. Let's take and let's see what we have here. Okay, now we have the roses on the bottom. We have these. I think it needs a couple more of these. Sticking out here or there. And I think to keep it in place, I think we'll put a little glue here. I'm going to glue those petals together just a little bit. That'll hold it in. It's got these little cherry blossoms here. These probably are going to take just a little bit of glue, so I'm just going to glue just a little bit here and there. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and shut this door here. The cherry blossoms are right through here. Okay, so I'm going to run them through the top right here, try not to get that glue on me. just going to kind of glue them right in here. Maybe a little bit more glue on this. There we go. And now we have some nice dainty cherry blossoms. Now I can shut this door. There you go. It's really starting to take shape. I need to shape up that rose there a little bit. Or I kind of smashed the roses a little bit, putting things in. Alright. And again, we're putting the ivy on last. Alright, so now we got to do the next level. The next level is going to be where we put things up a little bit higher in here. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to open the door again. I'm going to a little bit too much. Let's do this one. Reach that in like this. Pull that like this, but I'm going to have to put a little bit of glue on this, just here and there, in hopes that it catches something with some glue. There we go. If I have to, glue it to the cage. I mean, if you have to, you have to, right there. All right, now we're just building up this height. I really like the way that is looking right there. This to the back of this one right here. There we go. And I can glue the top of this to the cage. Try not to burn yourself. There we go. Hold it in place. And then there we have the other cherry blossom piece right there. Okay, and here's some roses. Now, when your flowers come, they might come all flattened like this. All you have to do is, see how that one is? Just take and squeeze the bottom like this and kind of pinch it like that. Let's stick the rose up in here and see where we want to put it. Shut the door. Now when you're up at the top, we're going to have to add more glue. Try to get this to stay. Here's another one. Go. And a couple more of these. Again, just kind of go like this, and that will help kind of fluff them back up. And if they're glued and stuck to it, just kind of open them up and just press. And then you'll have a nice fluffy plant again. It doesn't take much glue to hold them, but like I said, if it's windy out, I want to make sure that this holds. Now, right here's where we're going to kind of do the final fluffing. Kind of pull things in and around. Give it a look. Pull all the glue strings off. Make sure something, make sure it's balanced. The balance of it is what's important. I'm going to start putting on the ivy. They're going to be opposites of each other. So this one's wrapped this way, and then I'm wrapping this one this direction. Just for the effect of it. It'll be a balance and eye balance that most people won't even know that they're seeing. So flip this up under the leaves right here, if you can see that. And then I'm just going to glue it to this upper edge right here, nice and tight, where this meets. Where this comes here, and this comes here, and this comes down here and starts to meet this plane right here. This is where they will meet. And I'll make them nice and tight there. We tack glue it wherever it touches metal right here. Just a little tack glue right there and hold it on. You only have to hold it for a second. See, already it's staying. You don't want to over glue this, like I said, unless it is outside. And then you might just have to put on more glue than what you really want. But just make sure and pull off all those stringy things. And if you get a glue, some glues, believe it or not, just the way they're made, they will have more stringy. They'll be more stringy then. Make sure it lays naturally, and I'm gonna, right here, I'm laying it up underneath the leaves of the rose leaves that are in here. I'm laying it up underneath there. This will help me to ensure that maybe a little bit of glue on these leaves will help hold it down. And I'm going to kind of lock and intertwine this end piece right here so I can glue it in here with this, so it doesn't come undone. There we go. It's hot, so be careful. And then there we have it. Okay? Now this is where we can kind of play around with it. Add where we need, take away where we don't. This one right here kind of got smashed kind of in here, so I can kind of open it up just a little bit. Just really, really, really want this rose to stick up here. So what I did is I just glued this petal to the actual cage here. It'll help hold that rose up a little bit higher. There we go. There we go. And you know, I just feel like it needed some more of these. So now I'm just going to start pulling them off. And let's see how that will look first. Yeah, that's exactly what that needed to fill that in. All right, so I'm just going to hot melt glue the end of this. A couple spots on the leaves, it should catch something in there. Come directly in here like this. And grab a hold of the stems there. And voila. See, that made a difference. Just filling in the blanks there. I'm like, this is kind of droopy and hangy, and I don't like that. So I'm going to pull that actually off. I'm going to put some more glue on it. And I'm going to put it back on there like this so it's not droopy. There you go. See? You can kind of play around with it instead of it hanging down like that. Now I have a nice look to that. They're very natural looking. Now what you can do is you can take and put on some ribbon like I did here. Tie on our ribbon. It does not have to be even Steven. Tie like that. Push it down and just kind of let that kind of hang and kind of blend in there a little bit. And if you want it a little more curly, just take your scissors like this right here, put your thumb on there like that. There we go. And then we have a little bit more curl to it. I gotta do it at the right angle here. There we go. Now it's got a little more curl to it. And we're just going to kind of weave it in there. And if you want to, you can kind of glue that down if you want. You don't have to. And there we have it. Alright. I'll put in a little extra glue here and there to kind of hold things on here. Like I said, because this is an outdoor wedding. And then I'll try to keep it so I can kind of glue these ribbons down just a little bit here and there so they'll kind of stay where they're supposed to stay. That'll kind of tack them down just a little bit. All right, and there you have it, the 2 bird cages for my daughter's wedding. Now, these will probably sit where they're doing the sand art, and then we'll probably bring them in and put them in by the bride's cake table. Remember, this is something that you can do. You can save a lot of money doing flowers yourself, and I really enjoyed doing this for my daughter's wedding. I really have enjoyed it. And I bought the flowers wholesale online on eBay, and for the florist, it was $1,300 for the real fresh flowers for just the centerpieces on the table and the bride's bouquet and the flower girls' bouquets and the boutonnieres. That was all about $1,300. I'm doing the whole wedding ceremony and all the gift tables and things like that for about probably about $500, including the bird cages, because they were about $20 each. So I think like 18 or something like that. So yeah, and all the ribbon and having to buy all these bouquets and everything, and I'm just cutting them apart, just like I showed you how to do that, and then just start placing them. All right, so be sure and hit that subscribe button, because we'd love to have you along for our little homestead. All right, blessings.